morning to you. Yes, all the Kaikai Nabari. That's not to lie. All the Kaikai, they are buried. They're not Fula. Kaikai, yeah, they're all not Fula. That you like light or they at all. I will show you some names. Kaikai, Nabari, Rogers, Baka, Nawama Mawadadi, Kengo, Zuka, Nawama Mawadadi, Masakoi. The warrior with them, Masa means chief. Masakoi, chief. Find this woman, and they told Masakoi. Masa, then the Soso, the Madingo, the Kono, the Kranko, the Vai, the Ona Masa chieftain, because she found this woman and they told Masakoi. I know the history of this whole family because I'll be closer to me people them. Other thing I will tell you, I don't talk on public in a forum between relationship between Manapaka and Lisa Castillo. Then I go PV you, I tell you the story. Seriously, to me, God and this day. SM Chief Kengo here. Chief Kengo here. We Pujehun district historical issues. SM, I want to tell you two things we not Pujehun. Now we no more this war don't destroy Bokutim. We get a lot of Pujehun people in this forum. Lance go confirm to you. Lance.
Chief Kengo just SMC Pujehun Migrant Center. Here, but the Kaikais is that all migrated from the Fulas. Yeah. The Mendis, the Kalinis, the Fulas. I mean, they mix up there. Even onto the Gulas and onto Mendi. Yeah. So now who say again at the north, and then Sanda Fula, then Kabbalah side. Broker, Pujehun, Fula them, for that trade, with them they go buy cola, intermarriages, get business, tobacco, this, that, the gara, cola more, produce. The bank working. So let me know it more than 100 years ago. So they all don't born, intermarried. They don't sit down there, get bush, get land. No, they married to a picking, then they give bush. I said, now on the other side, this one I'm going to eat a Fula man and now they go with plantation business. But then we say cola they give more profits. The producer. But you know, the Kalinis Mendi, they get the Mendis, then the Fulas, so Madingo. And I be trade center, for produce. Fula and the more go get settlement first because they're not business in the trees. Traders in Guinea. Yeah. So the beginning now they're born, but the name now they get. So now if it's a beginning. Then one Yama Pujehun there, the woman there. And they will find a way of talking to God. And Sabi make go semi go and I go fashion. And Sabi met my woman there and seriously. Then one Yama. The woman so the woman is Sabi cook. You follow that you forget about your village, if you come out that place go there. Some of the people there because who the family there? Who said they all falsify, they go sit on, they know that many line. But could be not go there, they talk. I remember I get a photo back my body sweet. A boku de boku, and de boku. And there's a few stranger are not any pattern they like. I did tell them here in a possibility move. Pujehun. Way back when they say Kula not, my daddy roots come out. I don't know if they carry on with that plantation business, Pakula. But we don't okay that oil business and not take all the bush now there and all that the plantation would they get. And we'll take all that there and oil production per mine. And Malaysia, they don't go plant thousands of acres, manga. Then they export them. With this, pass, they tell you, what's a big production, palm oil production, they go on a Pujehun right now, and they export out of Salon. Thousands of butter per mile, and they make soap they all.
Yeah, Chief Essen, from what you get sense in this country, I always know say they produce larger scale of cola nuts than the rest of the region. And we have districts in the east. Like the Kenema district and Kalan district and some parts of Kono, they produce larger scale of cola nuts. Let me give you say, when the Fulas, they really book in the suburb areas where they call so for. And when you go to Kenema, when they head this regional headquarters town of the east, they find out so they get cola nut stores. Load cola nuts, in trailers, them they cry and go give me. Now they may know say, I don't deny say you know the producer, but they compare to none of the districts they're waiting at the east, except Kono. But for Kenema and Thailand, they produce larger scale of cola nuts. We may know say, now they get, but we can go outside, like other African countries. Just can do it for that investigation. Yeah.
The distinguished Chief Kengo and the Kings. I just listened to a series of clips. When they talk about the Kaikais of Pujehun. Very interesting. Yeah. The great grandfather that came into Sierra Leone with his brother, from what I understand, entered through the eastern province of Sierra Leone. And the one that went south was Sidianke Bari. He settled, but he had been doing work from Kailang all the way through and then ended up in Bandajuma, where Soa is today. And he married a Mende woman. His brother or cousin, the other went north. The other married, it's called a Sidianke. But Sidianke Bari went south and settled in Bandajuma, which later became a whole district. Married a Mende woman from the Soa family. That's where the Soas are from. They had one son only. That was Momo Kaikai. Him and his wife took him back to Guinea. But Sidianke was involved in cattle rearing. He accumulated so much cattle. And sometimes he would exchange them. Whenever these people took cattle from him and they could not pay back, they would give him land. He became a very big landowner. But at some point in between, he took his son back to Guinea because he was a busy man, was not always able to communicate with him to teach him Fula, and his wife did not speak Fula. So he took his son back to Guinea with the wife. One, they say, to teach him Fula language and to teach him Marabu. let him learn Arabic, which he did. And I think they returned. Upon their return, that is where we don't know much about what happened to Sidi and Kibari from there, but Momo returned a warrior. He had extra powers. He was even a warrior for hire, where they would seek his help to go put down rebellions. The British used him extensively in the 1800s. And he developed, many people, for those of you who don't know, they will change your name in a heartbeat, believe it or not, based on your trade. If you were a blacksmith, they'll find a way to link your name to something. Okay? And that happened in the Kaikai family. Momo, they started calling him, instead of Momo Barry, they knew his name. Barry was easy to call. They started calling him Momo the warrior. Momo Kele, something like that. And he became very prominent. Became the first paramount chief of Bandajuma district, not chiefdom, Bandajuma. If you look at the map of Sierra Leone, they had Bandajuma, Reneta, and in the east they had Panguma. He was put over Bandajuma, which was then present-day Pujehun, during the reign of Queen Victoria, because he even awarded him a cross. He was a gallant warrior. He had a brother or cousin who was also Momo Ja, the great, I think was a great-grandfather or grandfather of the late ABM Ja, former ambassador, former deputy speaker back in the days. Momo Ja was his cousin or brother. At least they were brothers. But anyway, he was the first paramount chief of Bandajuma until they amalgamated and he became paramount chief of Panga. So his chieftaincy did not come by way of him inheriting it through a particular right. It was when the declarations were made, the treaties were signed. Because of his involvement in helping the Brits in a lot of situations, that right was given to us. Because of him, that is because of Momo, every Kaikai has the right. That is why it's very easy for Kaikais to contest for the chieftaincy, because all you have to do is establish your relationship through your great-grandfather or your father's relationship to your grandfather or your mother's relationship. So most times nobody challenges any Kaikai. That thing came about. It was interesting that the Mende people started calling him Momo the warrior, Momo Kele. So the British, they transferred, according to the story I heard, transferred a new administrator. Either he was too lazy to call, just like Pujehun, the name too, people just changed it. It was something else. But one of his colonial administrators found it difficult to call. Whenever he asked the people, oh, this is Kele, through the interpreter. So he just started saying, yeah, Kaikai, where's Kaikai? Where's Kaikai? So that is how, I'm not sure if there was a variation before that, but it became Kaikai. Just imagine it's like, repeating Kai twice. That's how it became that. And this man, he was actually called King Momo. Now he born all in Kaikai, including late paramount chief Kaikai Nundadi, Almami. He born the Moewo or Moewa. Again, another Moewo in Mende. It's more small Moe and big Moe. That one there and went to Kailau to settle. He went to Kailau. That's where you have Kaikais in Kailau through my late uncle Maya. Okay, the Kaikais in Kailau are from that Moe. And Uncle Maya names his two first sons Moiro 1 and Moiro 2. But anyway, back to Momo. You know, he had several sons and daughters, and he was endowed with many, many children. He had brothers, but he had the most. Well, Momo did not have brothers, but he had one particular son, Ansumana. That is the one that just had a lot of children. And that is why you hear just about every Kaikai has an Ansumana. The other sons were Abdullah, you know, but Momo, Abdullah and stuff, Ansu was very prominent among Momo's children. Okay, that is how the Kaikais ended up. And I know we talked about kola nuts. Yes, kola nuts was a major crop in Pujehun. I don't know how they lost that whole kola business. Now Kenema is notorious. There is even a European country that has established a relationship with a place not too far from Fula, where they have a major cola industry that's exported to Guinea and then exported to Europe. Cola is used to make a bunch of caffeinated drinks and stuff like that. But Kenema has definitely taken over the championship in the cultivation or whatever, cola farming or production. You know, that is as far as I can go on that whole story. But the Kaikais, we have our base in Pujehun through that one man that went south, which was Sidi and Kibari, and he had one son that had extraordinary powers as a warrior and as a Muslim cleric, marabut, you name it. That was King Momo Kaikai. I have his pictures. If I have one with some of his wives when he was a middle-aged man, then I have one where he's very, very old. All right, and through a miracle or whatnot, my mom and her brother's generation continued to speak Fula. My uncle Maya spoke Fula, Suleiman, Mukhtar, Hamidu, Muhammad Salu, Abu Bakr. They all spoke Fula. Imagine how far removed they were, but they all spoke Fula. Not just getting by, but like fluent Fula. They spoke it. All right? Thank you for bringing that up, Chief Kengo and SM.